Embark on an RV journey into the unknown as we follow the path of Lewis and Clark through the wild and storied landscape of the Pacific Northwest. Welcome to RV Out West. I'm Brooks. Based in the Pacific Northwest, my family of four hits the road to explore the best of RV life out west. From hidden gems and epic destinations to helpful tips and real road stories. So grab your coffee and join the journey. The final leg of the Oregon Trail winds through Idaho, Oregon, and Washington, carving a path through the heart of what we now know as the Pacific Northwest. After months of dust, hardship, and endless prairie, the pioneers entered Idaho near present-day Montpelier and followed the Snake River westward. The terrain became more rugged, the river more demanding, and the choices more critical. With winter looming, wagon trains moved quickly, hoping to make it over the Blue Mountains before snow closed the route for the season. This stretch of the journey was no less challenging than what came before. Steep grades, rocky crossings, and worn-down livestock tested the strength and determination of every explorer. Crossing into Oregon, the pioneers passed through Baker Valley and approached the last major barrier, the Blue Mountains. From there, they faced a difficult decision. Some continued along the Columbia River, enduring dangerous rafting conditions, while others took the overland route via the Barlow Road, one of the first toll roads in the West, built to help wagons avoid the treacherous waters. That final push brought families closer to the Willamette Valley, the promise of land and a new life now within reach. Every rut in the road told a story of hope, loss, perseverance, and the relentless pull of a better future. The legacy of the Oregon Trail lives on to this day in towns, interpretive centers, and preserved wagon ruts that stretch across the Pacific Northwest. For RV travelers, retracing this route often is a powerful connection to history. You can stand where thousands before have stood, facing west with dust on their boots and the possibilities ahead. This isn't just a history lesson, it's a chance to roll through a living story and see the Northwest through the eyes of those who made the journey generations ago. In the fall of 1805, Meriwether Lewis and William Clark led the Corps of Discovery into the Pacific Northwest, making the final stretch of their groundbreaking expedition across the continent. Commissioned by President Thomas Jefferson, their mission was to explore the newly acquired Louisiana Territory and find a practical route to the Pacific Ocean. After navigating the treacherous Bitterroot Mountains, the expedition descended into present-day Idaho and followed the Clearwater, Snake, and Columbia rivers towards the coast. This leg of the journey was marked by harsh weather, hunger, and rugged terrain. But it also brought valuable encounters with Native American tribes such as the Nez Perce and Chinook, whose assistance proved essential to the Corps' survival and success. Upon reaching the Pacific Ocean in November 1805, the Corps established Fort Clatsop near present-day Astoria, Oregon, where they spent a long, wet winter. During this time, the team documented detailed observations of the land, plants, animals, and people of the region. Contributions that would later become vital to westward expansion and scientific study. The journey through the Pacific Northwest was not only a test of endurance, but also a defining chapter in American exploration. Their return route in 1806 retraced much of the same ground, leaving behind a lasting legacy marked by journals, maps, and a deepened knowledge of the vast uncharted territories west of the Mississippi. If you're an RVer with a sense of adventure and a love of American history, few road trips are as rewarding as following the path of Lewis and Clark through the Pacific Northwest. This journey offers more than just stunning views. It's a chance to roll through the same river valleys, forested mountains, and coastal plains that the Corps of Discovery once crossed over 200 years ago. From the quiet banks of the Clearwater River to the powerful mouth of the Columbia, every stop along the way tells a part of the story that shaped this nation. With your RV as your modern-day expedition vessel, you'll have the freedom to explore the landscapes, landmarks, and legends that defined one of America's greatest journeys. This RV route traces their westward journey from the rugged Bitterroot Mountains, beginning at Lolo Pass in Idaho, down the Clearwater, Snake, and Columbia rivers, and ultimately ending at Fort Clatsop. Along the way, you will experience key landmarks from the expedition, including Nez Perce historical sites, the confluence of the Snake and Columbia rivers, and the dramatic Columbia River Gorge. This itinerary spans 7 to 10 days, offering opportunities to visit interpretive centers, state parks, and museums that bring the core of Discovery's expedition to life, all while enjoying scenic drives, well-equipped campgrounds, and the rich natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest. Start your Lewis and Clark RV journey at Lolo Pass Visitor Center on the Idaho-Montana border. That places you right where the core of Discovery descended from the treacherous Bitterroot Mountains in 1805. Located along U.S. Highway 12, this high mountain pass marks a turning point in the expedition as the team finally emerged from some of the most grueling terrain of their journey. The Visitor Center offers educational exhibits, historical maps, and walking trails that give you a feel for the harsh conditions Lewis and Clark faced as they entered what is now Idaho. From Lolo Pass, follow the Northwest Passage Scenic Byway, a stretch of U.S. Highway 12 that parallels the Clearwater River, much like the core of Discovery did more than 2 centuries ago. This drive takes you through the ancestral lands of the Nez Perce, whose hospitality and guidance were instrumental to the expedition's survival. As you make your way toward Spalding, plan to stop at various roadside interpretive signs and trail pull-offs that mark original campsites. Fishing, kayak, and photography opportunities are abundant along this river corridor, providing modern-day explorers with plenty of reasons to linger. A must-visit stop along this route is the Nez Perce National Historic Park in Spalding, Idaho. This site honors the Nez Perce tribe and their profound impact on the success of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Explore the Visitor Center's exhibits, walk the interpretive trails, and take time to reflect on the complex relationship between the core and the Nez Perce people. For overnight stays, consider Dworshak State Park, located near Orofino and offering full RV hookups, lake access, and hiking trails. Alternatively, campgrounds along the Clearwater River provide easy access to the route and quiet spaces for evening campfires under the same stars Lewis and Clark once traveled beneath. Day 3 of your Lewis and Clark RV adventure takes you to Lewiston, Idaho, and Clarkston, Washington, twin cities named to honor the leaders of the core of Discovery. Located at the confluence of the Clearwater and Snake Rivers, this area marked a significant point in the expedition's westward route. Stop by the Lewis and Clark Discovery Center in Lewiston to explore interactive exhibits and learn how the expedition transitioned from mountainous terrain to river navigation. In Clarkston, take a riverside walk or enjoy lunch at a local eatery with views of the Snake River, a waterway that would guide the explorers deeper into the Pacific Northwest. From Clarkston, you can follow the Snake River southwest on Highway 12 and 124, tracing the same path the Corps used as they approached the Columbia River. This drive takes you through rich agricultural land and along portions of the river that still feel remote and undeveloped. Stop at roadside pull-offs for views of the Snake and consider taking a break at Hell's Gate State Park just outside of Clarkston, where you can stretch your legs on hiking trails or launch a kayak into the river. Along the way, you can look for interpretive signs that share quotes from the Lewis and Clark journals and mark their original expedition sites. Your journey continues to the confluence of the Snake and Columbia rivers at Sacagawea Historical State Park in Pasco, Washington. This important site marks where the Corps paused in October 1805 to prepare for the final leg of their voyage to the Pacific. The park includes a well-curated interpretive center focused on Sacagawea's vital role in their expedition. Stroll the riverside trails, enjoy a picnic, and take in the history where 2 great rivers meet. For overnight camping, choose between Fishhook Park, a peaceful campground along the Snake River, or Sacagawea State Park Campground, which offers easy access to the park's trails, boat launch, and historical exhibits. As you continue your Lewis and Clark RV journey west along the Columbia River, you'll be following one of the most important stretches of the expedition's route. Drive along Highway 14 in Washington or I-84 in Oregon, both of which run parallel to the Columbia River and offers impressive views of the cliffs and waterways in the core of discoveries that they navigated by canoe. This portion of the trail reflects a dramatic change in the landscape, and the river itself becomes more powerful as it moves towards the Pacific. Along the way, keep an eye out for historical markers and pull-offs that describe key events from the expedition's progress through the Columbia River Gorge. A highly recommended stop is Columbia Hills Historical State Park, located on the Washington side of the river. Here, you'll find ancient petroglyphs carved into basalt rock, including the famous She Who Watches figure. The park also features a replica of a Chinookan plank house, giving you a deeper understanding of the indigenous communities that Lewis and Clark encountered in this region. Guided tours may be available during the high season, offering valuable insight into their culture, art, and trade networks that existed along the Columbia long before the expedition arrived. Just downriver, make your way to the Dalles, Oregon, one of the last major stops for Lewis and Clark before they reach the coast. Visit the Columbia Gorge Discovery Center, where exhibits detail the geology of the gorge, the lives of the local native tribes, and the expedition's journey through the region. The museum also includes journal entries, maps, and artifacts tied directly to the core. For RV accommodations, consider staying at Mimaloos State Park on the Oregon side, which offers full hookups and river access, or Maryhill State Park across the water in Washington, known for its open spaces and direct access to the Columbia River's shoreline. As you head west towards the Columbia River's final stretch, make a stop in the Portland area to explore one of the region's most historically significant sites, Fort Vancouver National Historic Site. While this fortified trading post was established after the time of Lewis and Clark, it offers valuable context about the early fur trade economy and settlement patterns that followed the expedition. Located in Vancouver, Washington, the site includes reconstructed buildings, costumed interpreters, and exhibits that detail the transition from exploration to colonization in the Pacific Northwest. It's a worthwhile stop that helps connect the dots between Lewis and Clark's journey and the rapid development that followed in their wake. Continuing west, follow the Columbia River to Astoria, where the core of discovery reached the end of their expedition in late 1805. This port city sits near the mouth of the river and marks the final point of the Lewis and Clark National Historical Trail. In Astoria, stop at the Lewis and Clark National Historical Park, which includes several connected sites across Oregon and Washington. The centerpiece is Fort Clatsop, a full-scale replica of the expedition's winter camp. Here, you can walk through the log fort, see live demonstrations by rangers, and explore hiking trails that wind through coastal forests, much like those the Corps experienced during their difficult winter stay. For RV camping, Fort Stevens State Park in Hammond, Oregon offers a convenient and comfortable home base, located just minutes from Fort Clatsop. This campground features full hookups, access to hiking and biking trails, and even direct beach access to the Pacific Ocean, the long-awaited destination of the Corps of Discovery. Spend your evenings walking along the coastline or visiting the historic military fort located within the park. Additionally, the Astoria KOA offers convenient RV camping just across the street from the entrance to Fort Stevens State Park. This KOA resort campground features full hookups, clean facilities, and easy access to local attractions, also making it a great base for exploring the end of the Lewis and Clark Trail. This final leg of the journey allows you to stand at the edge of the continent and reflect on the achievement of crossing it, just as Lewis and Clark did more than 2 centuries ago. Astoria serves as an ideal springboard for RV travelers who want to add an Oregon coast adventure to their Lewis and Clark journey. After exploring the historic sites at the end of the trail, you can continue south along U.S. Highway 101, one of the nation's most renowned coastal drives. This route offers a chance to discover dramatic shorelines, charming coastal towns, and wide sandy beaches stretching for miles. Including the Oregon coast as an add-on to your Lewis and Clark itinerary gives you the opportunity to extend your trip with a blend of history and coastal exploration. With plenty of campgrounds and state parks along the way, you'll have the freedom to explore at your own pace, making it a perfect complement to the historic journey through the Pacific Northwest. For RV travelers following the Lewis and Clark Trail through the Pacific Northwest, it's important to plan ahead for limited cell service in many remote areas. Parts of the route, especially through the mountainous terrain and along rivers, may have spotty or no reception. To avoid getting off track, download offline maps and GPS routes before setting out. This preparation ensures you can navigate confidently, even in locations without mobile coverage, keeping your journey smooth and stress-free. Many historic Lewis and Clark sites along the route offer RV parking, but it's essential to check ahead for any length or size restrictions. Some campgrounds and visitor centers may have limited space or specific regulations for larger rigs. Contacting sites in advance or reviewing their websites can help you find suitable parking and avoid surprises. If you plan to visit multiple historic parks and federal sites along the Lewis and Clark route, consider investing in a National Park Pass. This pass provides access to over 2,000 federal recreational areas, including many key landmarks tied to the expedition. Purchasing a pass can save money on entrance fees and streamline entry to popular locations. It's a smart choice for RV travelers looking to maximize their experience and explore the full breadth of the Lewis and Clark National Historical Trail. As your RV journey tracing the footsteps of Lewis and Clark comes to a close, take a moment to reflect on the incredible path these explorers forged more than 2 centuries ago. From the rugged mountain passes to the roaring rivers and finally the vast Pacific coastline, their courage, curiosity, and determination opened the door to a new chapter in American history. Traveling in your own home on wheels, you've experienced the same landscapes that challenged and inspired the core of Discovery. Reminders of how exploration shapes not just maps, but the very spirit of a nation. I'd like to share a quote by both of these explorers that they once said. "Our journey is not only of discovery, but of hope for a brighter future for generations to come." William Clark. "The wilderness we traverse is full of promise, if only we have the courage to embrace it." Meriwether Lewis. Following the Lewis and Clark Trail is more than a round trip. It's a journey through time that connects you to the adventure, hardships, and triumphs of these historic pioneers. This expedition, recreated on your own terms, is a celebration of resilience and wonder. A timeless story waiting for each new traveler willing to explore the wild, remarkable heart of the Pacific Northwest. If you got value from this episode, please share it with one person you know. Also, give us a follow on Instagram and Facebook where you can join in on the conversation. I sure would appreciate it. And did you also know you can text the show directly from your podcast app? Just click that link right there below the episode description. You can share a topic idea, ask a question, or just say, "Hey, I'd love to hear from you." So go ahead, tap that link and ask away. Thank you again for listening to RV Out West. Next week, join us for an inspiring conversation with the Washington Trails Association as we dive into the heart of our nation's public lands. Discover how these shared spaces connect us to nature, preserve history, and offer endless opportunities for adventure. If you're a hiker, paddler, or even remotely care about the outdoors, this episode will explore what our public lands mean to us, the threats they face, and how we all can help protect these treasured spaces for generations to come. Join us to learn about the stewardship behind America's wild places. Don't miss this important episode. Thanks for listening to RV Out West. Be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you enjoyed the show, tell a friend and please leave a rating or a review. It would mean a lot. Special thanks to Scott Home Music for our intro song, "We Are One." Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to join in on the conversation. Now, get out there, explore, and go see what's beyond the horizon.